Hi, and welcome to Connecting Women Who Break Barriers. I'm your host, Aradhana, and it is my honor to have you listening to the podcast today. We're going to talk about something really close to my heart, and that is actually how I've overcome emotional eating and the addiction that I've been battling with pretty much all my life. And the reason I've been battling with it is because I was suppressing a lot of the childhood trauma and discomfort that I was experiencing when these thoughts kept coming up, making me feel like I'm not good enough. And in celebration of me overcoming my own emotional eating, I have an amazing program that I know will work for you as well if you want to shift some of your habits. It's a work in progress, just like I am. And that's exactly what life is, right? We're consistently going to be doing the work if you're open to it, which I know that you are, and that's why you're here. And I want you to know that doing the work doesn't mean you're going to be weak or that things are going to be tough. What it actually means is you're giving yourself the opportunity to live a more enriched, happy, and healthy life. And that's exactly what I want for myself and hence for you. Because every single time I go for that run, I feel absolutely amazing. Every single time I don't eat chocolate because I've got an uncomfortable emotion coming up, I feel amazing because now I'm actually feeling those feelings and facing into the emotions. So if you've been hiding away from the things that make you feel uncomfortable by using some form of addiction or some other coping mechanism, then the 6-week group coaching program launching on the 28th of October is perfect for you. And beyond that, you actually get to discover who you are and what makes you happy. And I know that there are a lot of generational things that can hold us back from actually following our own heart and our own passions. But you're not alone. You've never been alone. And you're also not not good enough. You're perfect exactly as you are. And if that's one of the biggest narratives that comes up for you, which I know it does for many people, that you're not good enough to pursue whatever it is that you want. And every time that feeling or that void comes up in your life, it stops you from doing what you actually want to do. Let's actually shift that together. So, the feeling of not being good enough is the first thing that we're going to be breaking through the group coaching program. The main reason for creating this program is because I know that you want to create a positive change in your life too. And you're probably scared and don't know where to start. Well, you're probably also wondering whether you can do it. And let me tell you, you can do it. As much as you think that you don't have the power in you to face whatever it is that you've already faced and potentially dealt with in the past, or you haven't created a different dialogue for yourself yet and you don't know if that's even possible, whether change is even possible, it is. You have the power within you to create exactly what you want, and you also have the power within you to overcome that fear that's holding you back. And if you're really honest with yourself, I know that you want to create something different in your life. I know that you want to stop reaching out for that chocolate or stop reaching out for that glass of wine when you feel a little bit not so good. Or you just want to achieve one of your goals and everything else in your life is going great, but there's something holding you back from actually really putting your full foot forward for that goal. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, it's doable, it's very achievable. And as a group together, we're going to be cheering each other on. We're going to be really understanding what it is that's holding you back and actually break through those barriers that are holding you back. Because when we shift our way of thinking, when we realize that we are good enough and we start really becoming our own cheerleader and doing one thing every single day that's in alignment with what you want to achieve, it becomes a lot more easier to keep going. But if you don't start and you don't give it a go, you can't keep going. So I encourage you and invite you to connect with me on Instagram and or Facebook so that you can find out more about the program Decode Your Habits. And when I mean by habits, they're habits in terms of the chatter that goes on in your mind, in terms of the self doubt, the self sabotage, and sometimes even the lack of self compassion. So we want to change the things, the mindset, and the narratives that are holding you back and replace them with love, courage, compassion, and especially kindness towards yourself. If you know what you want to create in your life, but you feel stuck, there is always a different way to achieve what you want. And that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what it is that's holding you back. And I'm going to help you become your own ally, become your own cheerleader, and also become the person that you actually want to be, so that you feel confident from the inside out, and so that you feel amazing with who you are and how you show up in your life for yourself, not for anybody else. And I know validation from other people always feels amazing when we're not feeling good within. However, let me break that for you a little bit. The validation from anyone else is always going to be temporary. The one person that you're going to be with every single day of the week is definitely yourself. So I want you to feel that you have your own back. I want you to actually have your back. And I want you to also experience a form of freedom where you know that there's nothing holding you back anymore from achieving whatever it is that you want to achieve. And also knowing that there is nothing in front of you that you can't actually lean into, even when the going gets tough. And we know that's going to happen. We know that there's going to be moments where we're going to feel uncomfortable. We're going to have old thoughts come up. We're going to have moments of despair, grief, heartache, heartbreak. All of these things, unfortunately, are a part of life, but we also need to experience them to experience what joy feels like, to understand what being happy and healthy actually feels like. And if you know that one part of your life needs a little bit of a makeover, then let's do that makeover together. Let's actually create a makeover that resonates with who you are from the core of you, not because someone else says that's something that you should be doing or someone else suggests that that might be the path that you should follow. I want you to really be able to connect to your heart and know who you are, stand your ground, and be confident in your own self. And I want you to know that nothing is off limits. There's nothing that you can't achieve. And someone who you look up to, who's inspiring you because they're doing something that you either want to do or you're just inspired by their story, you can also create that story for yourself. And we start together on the 28th of October to start creating that story. We actually get to build a foundation for you that's sustainable, so that when the going gets tough and you feel a little bit uncomfortable, you don't default back to your old way of thinking or back to potentially emotional eating or using some other form of addiction as a coping mechanism. I really want to help you break all of those barriers that are holding you back in any part of your life where you haven't achieved something that you want to achieve. And the reason is not so you can get some accolades and say, "Hey, I succeeded," which of course you will, but so that you can connect to the beauty of who you are from the inside out. I want you to feel happy, healthy, and loved by yourself. And I want you to create that life through a really sustainable, caring, and nurturing way, rather than hustling to achieve whatever it is that you want. Because the more we lean into love, compassion, and kindness, the more you can actually create that for yourself, and then it flows on to others. You'll start to attract people who have a similar way of thinking and a similar way of living. And you'll also feel more confident to set healthier boundaries, where if you know that your default is to have a glass of wine or to eat that chocolate or retail therapy or anything else, it may even be in your career. It might even be work that you're using as a coping mechanism for things that are not okay outside in other parts of your life. Whatever it is, it's okay. We're going to come to terms with that is your way of dealing with life, and it's only temporary because we are going to start to replace it with things that are more empowering and things that make you feel great instead. So I've replaced certain things with a different way of eating. I've redone my whole kitchen and so that I actually have healthier options available to me rather than relying on chocolate for those moments where I don't feel amazing. I actually have a great community around me instead of trying to deal with everything on my own. And as much as it's nice to have my own back, I know that having people who understand me, who get me, and who can just be there to listen sometimes makes the world of difference. Having people that understand you, that are willing to be there for you, and that are cheering you on is what the group coaching program also offers, because you're not alone. Everyone is going through something, but I know that everyone also wants to create a life that feels amazing from the inside out. And if that's something that resonates with you, I invite you to join. And I invite you from this episode to really think about your life. What is amazing and feels great and is thriving? And what is something that you want to approach differently? And is there something that's holding you back in the space that you feel you want it to be a little bit different? If it is, take a piece of paper, get honest with yourself, and write down a bit of an audit. What is holding you back? And how do you think you can change that one thing? So, if it's some form of addiction that you keep repeating because you don't know how else to deal with it, what can you do to start responding to life's ups and downs a little bit differently from today onwards? Are you open to trying something different? And whether it's coaching, whether it's going for a run, whether it's dancing, listening to music, whatever it is that resonates with you and helps you get out of your funk rather than reaching for that chocolate or that glass of wine, I encourage you to try it out today. Be bold, be courageous, be brave, and sit with the feelings. Don't mask them with something else. Don't mask them with something else. And also just know that you can overcome anything that you've dealt with. If you're new as a listener, I have openly shared in some of my previous episodes that I have overcome physical, sexual, and mental abuse. And I have actually overcome my own inner critic. So that's why I know what it feels like to actually deal with trauma. I have amazing people around me, but I've also studied a lot in this space, and I know that I have the tools available to help you create change. And yes, it's going to be a work in progress. We are always a work in progress. The healing journey never really stops. Once you start to heal one component of something that needs a little bit of love and care, there may be something else that comes up. So go gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, and know that you are worthy of whatever it is that you desire, no matter what anyone else says. If you are willing to take one thing from this episode today and keep it in your hand and in your heart, you are worthy of anything and everything that you desire. And no one out there, their opinion, their thoughts, even their narrative is valid or right for you. You get to decide that. And today, I really hope you do and are willing to accept that as your new norm. You are worthy, you are loved, and if you don't feel it today, let's start feeling it from now onwards. I really want you to start to feel like you can take a step back from what you are doing that's not actually feeling amazing, that you can actually reevaluate your life and not feel scared about what someone else might think, and not worry about what the next step is that you need to take. It may be a bold step that you need to take, and you will know when the time is right to create that change or to take that step. But beyond all of that, what really matters is that you're open with yourself and you lead with compassion when you think about your life, what's working, what's not working, and you also accept some of it for what it is, knowing that certain things happen where you didn't have control over it. Certain things happened where, you were younger and you couldn't express how you were feeling, or things have happened even recently where you just wonder why things keep continuing on. It's not because there's something wrong with you, it's because the universe is trying to help you come back into a place of self-love. The universe is trying to help you lean into compassion. The universe is even trying to help you see exactly how amazing you are from your own eyes. So next time you look in the mirror, give yourself a big smile and a big hug, and know that you're not alone. There is a lot of love out there for you. And as I've said in previous episodes, this week, just ask someone what their opinion is about you, and I'm sure it's going to be something positive. So remember to take care of yourself. Know that I'm here. I do also offer one-on-one coaching if that resonates with you more so than a group coaching component. And I'd love to connect with you, whether it's via Instagram or you can drop me a quick email and say hi. And let's chat further about how you want the next 6 months to look like and how you want to start 2025. If these are things that you want to share with me, I'd love to hear from you. I do love receiving a voice note and sending a voice note. I'm here to actually support you in a way that you may have not had the support before, because I know that having support from someone who understands what you've been through and why you've been through that, especially cultural things or generational trauma, is something that I have a lot of knowledge in, and I'd love to share that with you. So I look forward to connecting with you and sharing how I've overcome the things that I've overcome, knowing that you can also do the same. Until next time, please stay connected, share, and like this episode wherever you're listening. And remember that you are not alone. You are worthy and you deserve whatever it is that you desire. Take care.